Alright, hello everybody and welcome to the first installment of my video blog section of my blog. I'm calling it Dronerants. It is basically just me doing blog posts without actually making the effort of writing. So I just sit here on camera and tell you about some random thoughts I have that don't quite fit in a written text. Well, I hope today I would like to begin by sharing a few thoughts on what I believe the current state of the extreme metal scene to be, which I believe is yes, I smoke. Which I believe is a very well, not the best possible place it could have been comparative to its 3-decade history. Was it 3? Yeah, probably around 3. Yeah, I really come off as an expert if I can't count the decades extreme metal has existed. But anyway, I've been into this sort of thing for, I'd say, about 20 years now. I think I discovered bands like Unleashed and Obituary in the mid-90s. And a lot of cool things still happened in the late 90s, and some cool things happened around the turn of the century, but I somehow think that since then things haven't really gone that well, and the problem with that, I think, is that there are a lot of things people want to be, but that aren't natural to them, like a lot of bands, for example, like a lot of bands that started out as death metal or black metal and became something more artistic, like try to be something more than they are, like record covers of old French songs and, you know, introduce some cosmic philosophy and some weird music theory to somehow make their music more artistic. Or, you know, you got bands like Sun, like the t-shirt I'm wearing, who, well, I'm wearing a t-shirt so I obviously enjoy them, but you know, who got that whole philosophy of being like real artists, like creating some serious art to make a difference, like that will be remembered by in schools in 200 years. People will students will dissect Sun works, and I don't really believe that is that. I don't believe that particular emperor has any clothes with such artistic bands in general, like, oh, we are so advanced, we are so progressive, we are so artistic, we are creating something new and whatever. And you know, to counter that, you have this mongoloid show extreme metal, like, you know, either you have these bands like Asphyx who put out the same fucking album 5 billion times and do a tour that is always the fucking same, as always the same set list, and they always look the same, they just get older. And you got all those death metal band and black metal bands, you know, it's not just Asphyx, it's anything from Gorgoroth to D-Side to, you know, that whole deal of classic bands. And then you get this whole new field of bands imitating the classic bands, who are doing things exactly the same, and the whole thing is just sort of an escapism where you pretend to be in some time in the past, which isn't today, but you pretend to be in that time because you perceive that time to be better than today, but by not being in today, you don't actually do the music of today any service, if you know what I mean. So you got this whole let's be 20 years in the past escapism, or you get the whole modern show bands, you know, like Cradle of Filth, who have like 3 billion effects on their albums and in their live shows, who just want to wow you, like a Transformers movie, but yeah, like a Transformers movie, but with extreme metal, and there isn't any substance to that either. So So I see extreme metal today as basically those three things. Is either you got this mongoloid stuff or the show stuff, or yes, I have a dog too. I smoke and I have a dog. Or you got this artistic stuff that doesn't really have any real substance to it, except telling people that it is artistic. And I don't really see any progress, any real progress in any of that. We don't have any works like Venom's Welcome to Hell or Slayer's Hell Awaits or you know, Possessed Seven Churches or Altars of Madness or you know, like, yeah, Deicide, Nihilist, Dark Throne. I could list thousands of bands who did so many great things, and we just don't have them anymore. We have these artistic bands who pretend to be something new, and this old school bands who try to sell something old as being something new, and we don't really have these good things anymore. And you know, it's, for me, it's kind of time we should rebel against that whole thing and make music with, you know, no offense to all female bands, but we should make music with our balls again, if you know what I mean. We should really feel this extreme metal thing again and not think it. We shouldn't think it, we should feel it. But yeah, that is very easily said and not very easily done. I'm a musician myself and I don't do it easily. I mostly record crap, as some of you know. But we gotta get to that point again where it has meaning again, where it has substance again, and where we don't just think and out of our thoughts pretend that it has such, but that it really does. So we gotta really work on that. And you know, this whiny first video blog post may not be very helpful with that, but I'm at least getting the idea out, and perhaps some of you can relate to that idea, and maybe some of you can pass it on, and maybe you find a musician who does something about it. Maybe. But I don't want to bother you with any pointless nonsense any longer, so feel free to wait for my next video post, and in the meantime read all the stuff I've written, and you're a great audience. Well, I'm lying, I don't actually know you, but have fun.